Remember that Mexican Reddit guy we saw at the pool hall?
Yeah. He was wearing a fedora and a Bazinga shirt.
We were shooting pool like a year ago, and there was this fucking guy. It was like a Mexican guy with another Mexican guy, and he's wearing a Bazinga shirt and he's got a fedora on. They're speaking Spanish.
And
to
I think
each
he was
other.
vaping, or there was another element.
Yeah, there was a third element.
Like suspenders
He was,
or vaping or
yeah,
something.
there was a third Reddit, and Stav was like, "This is just like a Mexican Reddit guy." And he's just speaking Spanish, so the whole thing's like, los feminismo es cáncer.
El feminismo. It was awesome, dude.
Es una cáncer.
And the guy with him was just like in a just Mexico soccer T-shirt. Like it was just he was clearly just I don't know.
Mexico,
it was incredible.
Yeah, he got bullied out of Mexico. Yeah. That's why he came here. He had made fun of so hard in Mexico, he had to come across the border.
Since we're catching up, I said in the first half that's not coming out, but I went back to Vegas for my dad's birthday.
Oh hell yeah!
We all
dude.
went to a bar together, like which is like
nice.
cool actually.
Nice.
Like my parents and my sister and me. And there was a dude dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow in the bar.
Were you at
Very
Joe's
nice.
Crab Shack?
No. We were in this like tiki lounge, like Hawaiian themed bar. It was 111 degrees outside and nighttime.
Jesus
I think it'd be real
It was
funny
nighttime. The sun had gone down.
Oh
to
my God.
hang out at Joe's Crab Shack as Jack Sparrow at the bar and try to pick fights with people. Try to get in fights with people. Come every night. Just order margaritas and try to fucking get in a fight with
So
people.
I see the Jack Sparrow guy. My sister sees him. She's like, "Oh yeah. Haley goes to law school with that guy."
What?
We were just like,
Wait, he was just there like
The
he was
pirate
just like
lawyer,
for
dude.
fun.
He was there doing Jack. No, I think he was hired for like the
Okay.
event that we were at.
Gotcha,
maybe.
gotcha.
But
What
yeah,
event?
we were just joking around earlier about like a pirate in law school. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh yeah, that pirate goes to my law school."
How long do you think it would take if you came back to a place dressed as a fictional character to just get? Do you think people would kick you out ever, or do you think they'd be like, just you would be that free publicity? You'd be like a free fixture to the bar. What if you like spent your time putting together a cool bar and some guy just kept showing up as Jack Sparrow?
I think
Could you do anything
you
about
can't.
that?
I mean, you can't kick him out.
you
I
can't
mean,
kick him out for being really cool.
Yeah.
Why would you kick the coolest
He's
guy
got
in
Jack
the bar?
Sparrow. You can't kick him out unless it's actually Johnny Depp, in
I
which
think
case you can ask him to leave because he beat up his wife.
I think that guy actually,
Well,
my
come
sister was
on,
telling
man.
me, was a glorified like Times Square Elmo, like street
nice.
performer from the Strip that was so good
Oh, he came up.
that like
that
people
girl
like
is-
hired him for events. And
That
stuff.
girl is
Yeah.
so hot. That
The one-
Amber
the one
Heard,
Johnny Depp.
the one, yeah,
The
the
one
one
he
who beat
beat?
up, which is
Slapped
like
around.
she's so hot that
She's
like
so
even
hot.
for being Johnny Depp, I don't think he should be allowed to fuck her. So even if she is lying, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of on her side here.
I have no idea.
You
Did
don't
see
think
that
Johnny Depp, the famous millionaire movie actor, is hot enough to fuck a hot girl?
to fuck a hot like actress who's also a millionaire in her own right.
From what? What was she act? What did she act in? Like two things.
The Dice Brothers, dude. She was in that
Shoot.
movie starring Donnie and Mark Wahlberg, The Dice Brothers, where they play dice all the time. They're like, "Hey Donnie, what if we start making our own dice?" And then they open a dice factory,
Oh yeah, I remember.
and
that
Amber
one.
plays the foreman. She's like the hip girl foreman.
Yeah, and that evil Jew wants to buy it and turn the dice into the dreidels.
Yeah, so the Wahlberg brothers have to tear his eyes out with meat hooks.
Yeah, they have to fight for the dice.
Yeah.
Yo, I
And
think
that's where
we
that
just-
song-
He brings a golem back to life, and they
You're
have to
gonna
fight him.
fight for the dice. I have a grown man friend that plays Minecraft. Do you know Blake Midget? Also,
Oh hell yeah!
one of
That's
the
his real last name?
Blake Midget.
I think you should change it to Little Person. Oh, no, this doesn't feel right.
He's so lucky that he gets to say midget. Just like
Well, you can say it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
we're not gonna pretend
will
like that's a
never.
slur anyone
Probably
can
in-
really do anything about.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to say
Well, if
Little
they get on each
Person and
other's
then
shoulders.
whisper Midget right
Yeah,
after.
yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone knows.
Uh,
That's a joke from my act. I'm a professional comedian.
you just you say it. You whisper like this with your hand under your mouth.
Yes, right.
Instead of the side, you go to the bottom. I stepped over a midget one time when I was leaving a classroom in community college. He was sitting by the
He
door.
was not bent over or anything.
He was squatting.
was
So
squat.
he only had a clearance of like 2
Well,
feet.
this is I think like a teachable moment. I didn't know they could squat.
Well, yeah. I stepped over him
I'm sorry.
They bend at the
completely,
knee.
and I didn't realize how insulting that was until afterwards. To completely just walk over top of another human being.
Right. But you had to get somewhere. You're like, oh, I got another class. You
Yeah.
didn't mean it. You weren't intentionally being a dick.
Well,
He
maybe
was.
partially.
Yeah, you
I mean,
definitely were. There was
on
a
impulse,
clear
and then
hallway.
afterwards
You
I
did
thought
put your
about it.
balls in his mouth.
I did. Well,
That
that's part
was
of walking
wrong.
over somebody. You know, just once you realize you can do that, you gotta fucking teabag him.
So true.
I don't know if Dundalk guy would make that observation.
Yo. I ain't never been on a train. Too many different kinds of Mexicans on there, yo. They got too many different types, yo. Too many flavors, yo. I know about Puerto Ricans and I know about Mexicans, and that's it, yo. I ain't learning no Uruguayan motherfuckers, yo.
It's always funny when they have like when dumb shitheads like that always have like one or two really funny lines.
Oh yeah.
Because then you're like, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Well, that's Walt basically. Remember?
Oh yeah, well,
Dostrowski?
oh man, yeah, yeah. So we bring up like I don't want to call him a shitty comic because for where he is, and
Yeah, he's shockingly talented.
he murders. He fucking
Yeah.
murders.
This
in-
Dundalk,
yeah,
just Walt
in Dundalk.
Dostrowski, bro.
Yeah. The guy looks like a fucking Twitter egg with a goatee. If you put a goatee in the middle of the Twitter egg.
And then you give him a Ravens hat and camo
Yeah.
Ravens pants.
The first time I met this guy, we did a show together in Federal Hill at some bar, one of those Color Me Funny shows.
Oh yeah.
And I go into the he used the bathroom before me, and I go into the bathroom after him, and he had taken a shit and not flushed.
Oh.
And it was just steakums floating in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it like it's at my house. I'm gonna do it house style. Take a dump. And but now hold on. Not only did he not flush, no toilet paper next to the turd. So he just had shitted and then
You went dry?
yeah.
That's a lot of
I'm going
confidence.
commando. That's not what commando means, Walt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it Rambo style.
Oh hell yeah.
We're talking about you trying to use a human-sized toilet in there. I sometimes wonder about, people get fat enough where they can't wipe their own ass properly.
Yeah. I've heard of some stuff like that. It's probably a wives' tale, though.
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
No, I know what you mean.
There's like a Reddit.
Like the people you have to
what are they
cut
called?
out of the house because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh my
And then they have
God.
to bury them.
Doors.
They have to bury them in the boxes pianos come in. That's your coffin.
That's
It's a
hilarious.
yeah. Yeah, those people are great because they always have somebody that makes them that fat. There's always a feeder.
Yeah, there's an enabler.
Yeah, it's always like a
Really?
relationship.
No, it's like a mom who one of the kids died, so she
Yeah.
wants the other one to be
Just be
healthy. So I'm
happy.
gonna make,
well,
I'm
sometimes
gonna make you cheeseburgers for breakfast.
People
every
want
day.
to fuck them.
Yeah, I want to see like a TLC show about like a morbidly obese person, but then the feeder is just like some guy. It's like somebody that just I live next door and I got laid off like 6 months ago, so I come over here and I give Dennis probably about 6-7 cheeseburgers about 7 a.m. and then I'll go home and watch Sports Center, and then I come back over around noon and I like 7, 8, 9 cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburger always
Yeah.
is like the go-to for someone
Yeah.
who's fat.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you go eat 4 fucking cheeseburgers,
Yeah, yeah.
you piece of shit? It's
Yeah.
like fat people will eat literally anything. I don't know why burger gets to be the one. Pizza, hot dogs,
There are a lot of different kinds of food.
Chinese
Yeah,
food.
because
Sure.
a cheeseburger always feels gluttonous.
That's true.
Like that's if you're having like cheat meals, it's always a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's like I'm being a bad girl
you know
right
what's
now.
gluttonous as hell?
I deserved it. I fucking deserve that.
Oh yeah, cheeseburger and fries.
So our new character is
Oh, that's good.
dumb bitch. You know what? I fucking deserve it.
don't suck cock ever, but I also love sucking cock. That's my duality.
All right. Well, are you taking the character away from me, or
Yeah, it's mine now, bitch.
all right.
Do something about it.
You know what? I would, but I'm a professional.
So, I mean, it's kind of just like, I just haven't had fun in the last 3.5 years. I guess things have gone better for me.
Things
you
are
know.
definitely better. You used to live with a clown rape victim from the army in a closet
Oh, yeah,
in Baltimore.
yeah.
Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah.
That was your life. You were a part-time What were you, a telemarketer for a symphony?
Yeah. Oh no,
You don't think your life is better since you quit drinking?
now I look worse for not knowing shit about the orchestra when I actually.
Oh yeah, you're telemarketer.
I worked for the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. I was like a telefunder for them. I worked in the basement at nights, and I would like call old people and beg them for money for the orchestra.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I lived with a clown that had PTSD from when he was raped in the army. So he would like fucking wake up in the middle of the night hyperventilating and screaming and then throwing his clown shit all over the fucking yeah. And
Who raped him?
another clown, I guess.
It was in clown
Yeah, it was
college.
other soldiers. That was the story. Yeah.
You rushed the clown fraternity
But
and they
you know,
raped him.
and it's shitty. I know, like believe victims or whatever, but I don't think it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, there's times where victims are lying too. I mean, just because
Yeah.
they're victims or they say they're victims, everyone's not a victim just because they say they are.
Yeah, I mean, the story, the way he told it is like he was coming out of surgery at like age 47, and he like one of the orderlies in the hospital looked creepy, and then he had like a flashback to like, oh yeah, when I was in the army, I got raped, but. There's, repressed memories is kind of like a bunk science. A lot of that's just like suggestion, on the part of a therapist.
It can
or
be,
whatever.
yeah. Although I know cases where it's really come back, where your mind shuts down and fucking, because you're protecting the person, or protecting someone who abused you or whatever, or protecting yourself from it.
Oh man, how about that autistic guy who's autistic for home improvement? I found.
What?
Yeah, you
I found a
sent
guy-
you sent us a
I
link.
sent the video. You probably didn't
I didn't
watch
see it, no.
But it's an autistic guy, and he's got like home improvement on DVD, and he's just
Yes.
taping the DVD menu, and he's like, "Okay, tonight I'm watching episode 206. It's the one with the Tool Time lyric contest. Very good episode." And then with like every joke that happens, he's like, he's making fun of Al. Al's mom. He's like explaining the jokes autistically. And then, so I found that video first, and then you go to the account, and then you click on uploads, and absolutely there is train videos on there.
Yes.
For sure.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course he went down to the local
Oh.
railroad tracks.
Fuck yes.
You know what's funny? I remember when I was a kid, I would see things that were about autistic kids. Back when, like, you needed to have, like, heavy-duty autism to be considered autistic.
Right, before it became just a thing everyone says.
Right. Because the diagnosis used to just be gay, but not, like, homosexual, like, 90s gay.
Mentally gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your son's just, he's a little queer. Yeah. Just people don't like him. Yeah.
He makes that noise whenever he's
I've
uncomfortable.
been seeing these ads all over the city that's like, do you know adults can have ADHD
I
too?
saw that, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no, they can't. I'm saying they can't. I don't give a shit what doctors say. It's not ADHD. You're just shitty at your job. Your job sucks. But
it would be nice, though, to get fucking Adderall prescribed.
I think they'll give that to you for any reason.
Just for anything?
Yeah, you just go in there and you're like, give me that Adderall, bitch.
Give me Adderall and dick pills.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. What
That's
were we talking about? That kid?
Brandon.
No, we're saying something else.
Autistic people.
kid, train video.
Oh yeah, right.
Being gay
I remember
mentally.
seeing they used to have these like I remember seeing a thing specifically about like you need to look after autistic kids because they don't process sounds the way other people do,
Oh
and
shit.
they get hit by trains a lot. And I didn't realize it until I was older. It was like, oh no, it has nothing to do with the sound. They
Yeah.
just fucking love those damn trains.
Yeah, they're trying to fuck the trains.
What is it about those fucking trains?
I don't know, man.
Elevators too.
Be like someone taking a picture of like a crowd of teens at the Holocaust Museum. Like that's, to me, that's kind of beautiful.
Well, I remember going on a field trip to the Holocaust Museum in 8th grade and like trying to make my friends laugh with like fart noises. So I really don't think
Well, but
Pokemon
like this
Go is the
happens.
worst
I was
thing.
telling you, like this happens like every year. Some horrible, tasteless thing happens, and people get really upset. And last year, it was actually at Auschwitz, and it was like a record heat wave. So they set up these like misters for people to cool off under.
Everyone got
And
mad,
people
yeah.
got super super mad.
Well, because the mist was fucking
I
up
just-
everyone's iPhones while they were trying to play Pokemon Go.
I just love how like practical and German that is. Like they never thought twice. They're just like, well,
Right.
it's a really hot summer, and we want to make sure people don't overheat. And there are a
Yeah.
lot of senior citizens, and they
We
get
are originally
dehydrated. And
we were going to give out Haagen-Dazs, but everyone said that would be
Well, they
rude.
had like really
Danny-
compact air conditioning chambers that you would get into.
Yeah.
if that
at
was
first.
efficient, Germans would be like, "What? It's the most efficient way to keep people cool."
Danny Green from the San Antonio Spurs took a selfie at the Holocaust Memorial in Germany. I sent it to you
It was
guys.
so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and it said, "How to do it," or what is it?
Had to do it one time.
How to do it one time. Hashtag Holocaust.
So he knew it was wrong.
No,
knew
I
it was
think
wrong.
I think he was like
tone
trying to
deaf.
pay tribute in his own way.
Yeah, I think he
had
was
to do
like-
it for like one time for the victims.
Nah,
or something
because
like
that
Yeah, yeah.
that girl did it before him. There was some girl that took the same exact picture that got in trouble for
Oh
it.
yeah,
Some
but
like
she was like
13-year-old
14.
girl. Yeah, it was some
something.
14-year-old
It's like-
girl, and then people online were
People
like,
were so
"You fucking
mad."
despicable cunt! I'm gonna fucking rape you."
As if a 14-year-old isn't going to be an idiot. As if they're like not. As if they're going to understand. Like, I should really be reverent here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No,
No
people
child,
were really
yeah.
mad at her.
Well, and that's the other thing I don't understand about getting mad about the Pokemon Go at the Holocaust Museum. It's like kids do shitty things, and like.
That is
You
like
know,
the definition of
Like yeah,
childhood.
if you had Pokemon Go when you were like 13 and you were brought to the Holocaust
Absolutely.
Museum, you would be doing it. I mean,
Absolutely.
like Anne Frank was literally like making a diary during the actual Holocaust.
How
Also, the stuff
in
that
a
she
way,
was writing
well.
about in that diary was just like, I would like to touch some boobs.
Yeah, right.
And they edited that out at my
Yeah.
high
No, I
school
remember
in
that
rural
part.
America.
I remember
they had a
actually
different
only that
edition.
part. That's the only part of the book I
I
remember.
remember when
part.
she got her
Should we-
period too.
But I remember us having like it getting
Never read it.
banned at my high school, and I was like, "Oh, why?" Because like
You don't want
Holocaust
kids to
is,
fat.
and they're like, "No, because it's kind of gay.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Oh,
gay."
damn.
Well, but really though, having a diary in those days was the same as playing Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah. I also remember like Justin Bieber saying like she probably would have been a believer, and like
yeah, that was
that's
great.
technically true.
Yeah,
like
he's
she
not
was
wrong.
a total teeny bopper. Yeah.
I gotta do. Speaking of trial, I gotta do jury duty tomorrow.
Oh fuck you,
you
scared,
have
dude.
jury duty like once a month. What? Didn't you just
That's
have
what
jury
happens,
duty?
man. If you're a full-blooded white guy, they get
They want you up there.
Yeah,
They know you
Because
don't
you
have
understand
better
justice.
My
shit.
family came over on the Mayflower, dude.
You're a good judge of character.
Yeah. No, I had to postpone it last time 'cause I
Uh-oh.
had shit to do, and I postponed it to this one, and I can't. And that's where I saw there was a guy in line
With the PlayStation.
What happened?
There's some old black guy in line at jury duty last time that was just carrying a PS4.
No, I like to believe that it was the box from
It
the
was the
PS4
box.
he was using as a briefcase.
That's
which
what
is
it
even
was.
funnier.
It's,
Wait,
you know what? It's not funnier because it's so sad. He's
Yeah.
like the guy from The Pursuit of Happiness,
making
except
fun
the
of a
child
poor
died.
guy,
Well, He's
yeah.
trying to get that child back. It's Pursuit of Happiness 2. I got PlayStation.
Yo, it was a briefcase though. He wasn't like playing PS4 for
It was the PlayStation 4 box that has like a handle on it, and he was
Oh,
using
God.
that as a briefcase.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine whatever like court case that is to have to be the other side of that when you're like, actually, he should go to jail. I'd have to fucking lock that guy up. That poor.
What if he was a lawyer? What if he was like
Yeah,
the
just a
public
Lionel
defender? It's just like
He's a lawyer for that retarded guy that accosted you outside of the Yankees game.
yeah.
Oh,
That was so good, dude.
that guy knew the whole
What are you
schedule
doing here?
of the
And
Yankees
he talked like Daffy Duck too. That was the best.
2016 season. He's
You
like,
guys, one of you
Yeah,
tell the story.
when we were at we went to a Yankees game, and I was wearing an Orioles shirt, you know, as just to be a dickhead, and some guy came out and fucked immediately at the end of the game. Some guy just comes up to me. He's like, "What are you doing here? The Orioles are at home against the Texas Rangers right now." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "The Orioles, they're not here until July 30, whatever he had like the exact like day down, and he just had like a nice fat. He had a fro.
He knows
had a
the whole
mustache,
schedule,
He knew the
yeah.
whole schedule, and he talked. Yeah, he was just like an adult, autistic man who loved the Yankees so much, and he accosted me about it. Had the funniest voice I've ever heard in my life, probably.
yo, you remember Jose Extreme Parking?
Oh God, that guy was the best. We'll talk about Jose real quick.
All right, so Nick gets me a job. He's like, you just got to sit in the passenger seat of this truck. That's basically it. And then we got to move things like a couple times, but you just hang out on this truck. In the middle of the day, they're like, yeah, we're going to need you to get your own 16-foot truck and drive it around Manhattan. Just alone, just in a massive
you
truck.
were alone, but Nick
alone.
wasn't with you?
They split us up.
For starters, the truck they made us pick up, it was like a 20-foot truck, and normally trucks are 14-foot.
Right.
And like a 20-foot truck, you don't need a CDL until it reaches like, I don't. It's a weight thing, but basically like a 30-foot truck.
Right.
But the difference between 14 and 20 feet
is
is
massive.
huge when you're driving that truck. And
Because
you
they're
get in
also
that thing.
wider, too. and
Yeah,
like-
you get in that thing and you're like, I shouldn't be driving this fucking truck.
yeah.
Especially around Manhattan.
Yeah. I'd feel weird driving in like the fucking Baltimore suburbs, in the middle of fucking. And you guys were right in the mix. Dude.
We
Where
had
was this?
we were like in Midtown driving these massive trucks alone.
Yeah, Midtown.
I
It's
just
not even
lied
like-
my way into this job. Nick said I just have to sit in the
It's not even a
passenger seat.
lying thing. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit. They hire whoever. It's like, yeah, I got a friend, Brent. He'll do it. And then it's like, okay, we'll go pick up $2 million worth of camera and lighting equipment. And they're like, no, we already signed for it. And then just park the truck wherever. They don't even like give you instructions on where to
So
park the
yeah,
truck.
so like we had a 5 a.m. call. They're like, yeah, it's our responsibility to park the trucks, and so like we're supposed to park them in like lots or whatever. We had a 5 a.m. call. There's this dude that's just like wide awake. We get there to park the trucks, and he's just like screaming at people, like moving trucks, like air traffic controlling, and like I get it, he like screams at me to move the truck, and then I get out, and he's like, "Anyway, man, sorry I yelled at you. My name is Jose. I'm a small business owner. I own my own company. It's called Extreme Parking."
Well, he didn't tell us. He showed us his business card. That's what we found because we struck up a conversation with him. They like hire somebody, and this guy's only job is to just sit outside all night before the shoot and put up traffic cones so that like nobody will take the parking space.
Right.
Which is like shooting in New York, you need someone to
Totally.
It's called a parking
so
coordinator.
this guy
Sounds
has
illegal, right?
No, it's not.
No, you get
permit
permits
to-
from the
permit
city.
to streets.
Yeah,
But the way the permits work is that they don't say that you can't park there. It just allows you to hold the parking space.
Gotcha.
So if somebody wanted to come and take that parking space, they could.
Gotcha.
And that's why you have like a cone guy. So this guy's business is he owns the cones.
He's the cones guy.
Yeah.
He just owns
And
the business.
Well, he shows us his business card and it says extreme parking on it.
Jose Extreme Parking.
Yeah, and it took everything I had not to like.
That's
I was like,
incredible.
Excuse me. Like, I have to go.
They
to
have
the
a
bathroom.
website. I found the website.
I have to take a number laugh.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's like bragging to us. We're like, yo, so like, are the parking guys in New York like union? Like, that's what you ask every job on a film shoot. Is like, are you union or not? Because that's like, an easy conversation starter. And he's like, hell no, dude, never going union. I'm never going union, bro. He's like, yeah, man, I raised like 6 kids. I raised like 6 kids.
Nine.
I raised
You
9
exaggerated
kids.
in the wrong direction on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, I raised 9 kids. Last year, Extreme Parking made $85,000. And like split between me and my 5 guys.
Well, we asked him. He's like, I made $90,000 last year, and I was like, that's pretty good. Is that before or after tax? He's like, well, it's split between me and my like 8 guys. I'm like, that's no money.
You made no money.
He's
No
got
way
9
I'm going
children.
union, man. No way I'm going union, bro. I've raised 9 kids on this.
That's so fucking
On this
funny.
parking game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, those
What is he
jobs-
feeding those fucking kids, dude?
I don't know, man, but production's the funniest job for meeting those kinds of people.
Oh, it's
We should talk about this this Jazz Age Festival guy because we were complaining about that.
What's going on?
There's New York Times had some like article about this asshole that lives in Red Hook. That,
it's in the style section, I believe.
He has like he runs this thing called the Jazz Age Festival on Governor's Island, which is fine. You can like jazz or whatever, and maybe for your performance you dress up like a 20s guy.
Yeah.
But it has to extend to everything for him. Which, by the way, I feel like half the shit, like everything in like that New York Times like real estate blog, that's all trolling.
Oh, yeah.
That's not serious because every one of those is like, my name, Kayla's like parents only have a budget for her of $80 million a month for her perfect apartment, so she's gonna have to make some compromises. Unfortunately, the toilet wasn't made out of pure crystal, and sometimes she could hear taxis honking in the Fifth Avenue Palace that her parents bought for her, while she takes classes at NYU on pretending she has it hard.
Oh, fuck.
I have to shop.
Oh my god, I have to shop. Me and him
have
were
to
laughing
shop.
about that one day.
I need to
Rich
shop.
Fifth Avenue women that are like fucking exhausted from shopping all day.
I've had the worst day.
I have been shopping all day. Oh yeah, and their names are. We already did that joke.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Madison Square Garden and Chelsea Piers.
Yeah,
And their
we
Korean
did.
friend,
That's right. What was it?
Kim Park Slope.
Oh fuck. What's he doing? So this jazz thing is just like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
being insufferable. And
the
there's
article was about like this guy lives in 2016, but he's 1920s.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
He's-
I'm 1920s.
He's like, basically, I love the, just everything about that era. It's like the, 1920s. So he pulls his pants up too fucking high and doesn't wear
Right.
socks and wears
and has
like,
a thin,
no
like,
Velcro.
thin,
yeah,
like
thin
mustache.
shitty mustache
Yeah.
or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't even own a TV. And then his girlfriend's like, yeah, we just watch movies on my laptop, which is like,
It's an even more new technology.
So 1920s.
yeah, but they only watch movies from the 20s, I'm sure.
Yes,
which
of
that's
course.
got to be so fucking entertaining. I tried watching, like I got a list of, I wanted to work through and watch every movie that's ever won Best Picture.
Right.
And then I'm like looking at basically every movie before 1945 was like, some guy.
It's a
in-
German that tap dances.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta put on makeup and stare dramatically at each other to stop Hitler.